Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farmville. If we apply fertilizer to the field straight away, then we go over it with a plough, I think then when we plant it, we can add another layer of fertilizer because we ploughed it first. I think we can do it that way, I'm not entirely sure. It's a little bit limited sometimes on when you can add in an additional layer of fertilizer if you're putting fertilizer in while you plant. It doesn't always work very well, and that's something that does bug me with this game. It means that you're then having to do the spreading fertilizer on the crop when you can't see the crop, and that's the bit that I don't particularly like. Right, I've done this. I need to unload the... Actually, you know, I don't need to unload the soybeans here. So what I can do, I'm going to get these back to the farm. We don't need to be riding along with me while I do this. I'll get these back to the yard, and then I'm going to do the herbicide spraying on that field and the little triangle field, and we'll also put fertilizer on them at the same time. So I've got it all in the same machine. Makes it nice and quick and easy. Right, you have jumped onto there. I can hitch this one on. We can hitch that one on the back. I will turn off the straw so that when we get the little tiny bit spurted out at the end later on, that will just chop it instead of leaving little bits of straw all over the place. It's really, I can't remember who gave me that tip, but it is an absolutely fantastic tip. It really is. Are you not able to hitch that on when you're unfolded? Oh, yes, you are. Right, there we go. So we can run this one back, and I can also run the tractor with the corn back as well, and then I can... Actually, I'm going to run up through this field here, and then we got straw to bale up as well as do all these other bits. I just realized I came and got the corn off of the combine and then drove that back and tipped that out as well as the sunflowers without actually realizing that I'd done it. I sort of did that bit on autopilot. Yeah, I got back to this one and I was looking for the grain in the trailer, and I was somewhat confused and a little bit nervous about that, but it turns out it's alright. I already took that back and tipped it out. So let's run in here, and I will grab the beans from the combine. I wonder if I can actually just go and tip those straight out from the combine. Let's have a look. I'll turn that beacon off a second and go to you. Might be able to tip that straight in. Got 5,500 litres of beans right there. So it's not huge amounts of crop that we've got at the moment, but it's still some crop, and that's the important bit. Right, we've got some stuff here, and that some is going to start making us bits of cash. And those bits of cash are going to start making us very, very, very wealthy. At least that's the plan. Right. First up, though, I'm going to bring you back over here. Let's fold up this combine. Bring you around like that. There. And I'll leave that one there. And then this one over here is going to have to be outside as well. Couple more months and we'll be able to use our shed again. It'd be really good if we could do that. Let's go there, lower that one down. Right. You know, really I should be putting this combine under cover rather than putting the trailer that I've got under cover, so that's what we're going to do. This combine is going to go in here. Just like that, and that one's going to stay there. And yes, I've got the header outside, and that's not ideal, but it'll stay there for a minute. So you here, I don't need this trailer for now. So I will put the trailer here in front of this silo, and then I need to get the baler. And go and start doing a little bit more baling. So, yeah, we got those 3 small fields to go and do with that. It's not going to take us very long at all to do that, I don't think. Grab you. And small bale. I will stick with the smaller bales. I quite like these smaller bales. They're easier to deal with. We can get more of them on the trailer as well. Right. Into here. Oh! I completely forgot about that, didn't I? My thing that I did with the hay, where I just had the trailer on the back of the baler and kind of did the all in one go. I'm going to do that again. I really liked that. That was really cool. So I'm going to do that for this as well. And I'd be surprised if we do fill the whole trailer up. But yeah, I'll just go and grab that one in a minute, which means I need to unfold this. And then I've got to be able to drag that trailer down with this bit sticking out the back, which means I'll have to go the back road. I think what we're going to need to do with that back road that we've got is we're going to need to change it around a bit. Like, it's brilliant. It goes up to the grass field, but we do seem to be spending a lot of time driving over the edge of that grass field to gain access to our other fields. And while that's absolutely, there's no problem with that. That's absolutely fine. I'm starting to wonder if we're doing it enough that we should actually have a bit of a track there. Yeah. Although saying that, like the number of places that I've worked on where you do actually kind of, once you've harvested an area or you've got a grass field and you just kind of drive along part of the field, it's just used as a track during the summer when it's dry, so you're not leaving any wheel ruts. And it's not like we're driving through there in the winter. We're only taking the bigger machinery through in the summer, the combine, this setup right here. Most of the stuff is able to go up the road. It's only these kind of wide loads that I've got right here that we can't do that with. So because it's still summer and it's still dry in the fields, it's got to be because we're out working. Yes, you'll get a little bit less grass just across this bit, and it's the same in real life. Like the bit that is driven on fairly regularly does end up getting less yield on it overall, but that doesn't actually stop anything from working. It doesn't stop the field itself. It doesn't stop the grass from growing, and it doesn't stop us from mowing over the entire thing. So I mean, I think we're probably okay with that. We've got that one correct. So we'll do that, and then I will switch to the round baler itself, and we will start up, and we will go and get through this lot. Okay, a little bit more baling to do. I'm pleased that I've decided to stay with this. Now, maybe later on we will decide to change things around a little bit, and instead of having this round baler, we will go with a square baler, something like. But the more I use this one, especially with something like this, the more I like it. This is a really, really good setup, especially considering how fast we're able to go over some of this straw. Because I know that this baler, it bases it on the amount of straw that is packing into the front of it. And I love the wide pickup that we've got on this. Like, it's wider than it needs to be for the sake of gameplay, but at the same time, it's still absolutely fantastic. Like, we are definitely saving ourselves a bit of time and effort by doing it like this. Right there. And we don't need to have it being done absolutely perfectly for every aspect of gameplay as we're working our way through. So I'm quite happy with kind of this compromise gameplay. And from what I've seen in the comments, I think most of you are as well. Right, I've done quite a lot of baling lately, so I'm going to carry on and just bale up the rest of these two fields, and then we can run the straw back and sell it. And next year, maybe we will be holding on to our straw, and we will be selling it in January when the price is at its absolute highest. Oh, we get a lot more straw here on the... I don't know what is... how it decided what straw we get from the cornfield back there, and also from the sunflowers, but there's not very much been dropped down. This here on the soybeans, though, this is more like the quantity of straw we get from the wheat. So I don't quite know what decided this, but I like it. I really do, because having baled bean straw before, you did get quite a bit on that, whereas corn, I mean, yeah, you do get some, but having seen that, and yes, I haven't actually done very much of it, but I have seen it done in videos and that, it does look like you don't get quite so much straw from corn, and I would guess also sunflowers, although I've never had anything to do with sunflowers, so that's just guesswork. That is almost all of the straw done. Done the bit up in the cornfield, just got a little tiny bit left here in this one, and then that is everything. Because we've got a little thin row here in the middle, it's going a bit faster on this one. I think we will complete one more bale. Actually, maybe not. Alright, so we will almost complete one more bale, but not quite. And then we can take this straw back and we can go and sell it. No, we're not even close to finishing one more bale. Right, well, that's fine, but we'll gather up all of the straw, every single little bit of it. Here we go, like some sort of hungry hippopotamus. And that one's finished. I can then, let me just stop that there a second. We will switch to the trailer, turn off the picking up of straw. So we've got 64,000 litres, 64,000 litres of straw on board. We will take that, actually, 60,000 litres of straw, because the 3,706 litres is the part bale that is in the bale chamber at the moment. So not all of it is straw that will be sold. We can run this back, which means that we need to go this way, and then there's a little bit along the road that we go right here as we try to avoid that traffic. I'm pretty sure I just ripped a hole down the side of that car. Then we go in across the grass field for the last time this year. And we can turn the beacon off. We run this one up through here, and we've got our straw right here. This will be taken and make us another little bit of money. I'm not quite sure how much we're going to get from this. It's much later in the year now, so the price will be going up. Just not all the way up to maximum yet. Right, if I bring you over here, we will unhitch that trailer right there. Then the baler itself can be folded back up. The repair rate on the baler is absolutely fine. I don't need to worry about taking that into the workshop and doing anything with it, so we can just bring this over and put it back into the shed. That is done for the year. No more will we be needing this one this year. Yeah, like that. There we go. Right, job done. And then I can go and get this bit over here. So we've got 2 jobs left to do. One is to put a little bit of fertilizer on the 2 fields that we have planted. The other is to spray those fields for weeds. Now, this is actually work that we can do throughout the winter. And we can also... We've got ploughing that we need to do through the winter, and there will be some fertilizer that we need to spread during the winter as well. Right, if I do that, I'm actually going to switch it over to this side, and I'll switch it back afterwards. I like to keep it on the other side for the most part. So I'll bring you up there, and then unload all of that into there. Perfect. 8,170 euros. That is absolutely fan-schmastic. Okay, you can go there. And then... Right, one thing that I don't like about this is because I don't currently have anything on it, it just keeps that wireframe there permanently visible, and I don't particularly like that bit. It'll change once I load something. Actually, I wonder if it'll change now if I change this over here for what our loading type is. No, it doesn't. The 180s, square bales, 220, 240, Euro pallet, double length, barrel pallet, 4 folds, walls, large wood, doghouse, metal, Euros. Right, Euro pallets. So I'll bring that up there, and that can just stop. Right, it's October. Do I want to go and do all of the different jobs that... No, I don't. Right, I've got different jobs that I can go and do, but I don't really want to get started and do all of those now in October. I'd like to kind of spread this out a bit through the winter. So we're going to take this one down the road, and we will do the fertilizer and the herbicide that we need to do on the 2 fields that we've already got ploughed and planted and so on. And then the cornfield, I want to plough. That one's going to be ploughed, so I could spread fertilizer on that one. And then the oat field, which is the one in the middle, we could also go and do something with that one. We could spread just a layer of fertilizer on that one. So I'm going to come in here like this, and I will just start spreading fertilizer on here. And as you can see, you can't see. Like, I cannot see where I'm going with this thing. I got no clue where the fertilizer has been and where the fertilizer hasn't. And that is something that I absolutely, really don't like, which is why I always try to figure out a way to get 2 coats of fertilizer on before I do all the planting. Like, if I can get a coat of fertilizer on early, then I do. So certainly the cornfield and the oat field, because we're going to plough those, we should be alright to stick fertilizer on them first, and then after we've done the ploughing, it should allow us to put the next lot on as well. We also need to put lime on those fields, and the lime does also make a difference, I believe. And I'm not 100% certain on that, but I think if you put lime on, we can put fertilizer on first, then we put lime on, then we go through the direct drill and do that, and that will then have the field registered as a change of state, and so the second coat of fertilizer will actually be accepted. Because that's the biggest thing, is just trying to get it to accept that second round of fertilizer. It doesn't like to do that all the time. In fact, quite frequently, it doesn't like to do it at all. Now, I think that's about it for fertilizer there. There'll be a little tiny bit up beside this tree. So if I go from about here, I think, this probably doesn't need anywhere near that much, but we'll do it anyway, just to be on the safe side. And then I'll come down there, and then I will turn around here and spread that up through there. Right, now I need to try and see where the fertilizer is. And I have got no idea. I can't see anything here. I think it's all the way out there. Like, you can just, sometimes you can see, like, slightly different color variations in the ground, but it's so difficult to actually make it out. I think there's, well, if there's going to be anything, it'll be kind of like there. But again, this is all just pure guesswork. So let's take you over to there. Let's have a look on the map, and that'll tell us whether or not we got that right. How did I do? Okay, well, we've still got weeds in there at the moment. Ooh. Okay, I managed to do that okay. That one that needs ploughing does also need lime as well. So I need lime on 2, 3, and 5. Put that back on. Those 2 got 1 coat of fertilizer on already, so I don't need to worry about those 2. The oats was in this one. I'm going to spread fertilizer on that one, and we'll just kind of see how it plays out. I'm kind of tempted to just put fertilizer on all 3 of these. Now, the one thing that I'm not sure about with the weeds, like obviously I've got weeds on here, so this is the next thing that we're going to do. We've done the fertilizer, so I have the weed sprayer now, and I'm just going to move to the other side of that tree. So I can do this field first. I'm kind of wondering about just going and spraying now before we plant. I don't know if that holds until after you plant. I don't think it does. But it's worth us trying it out. We will run a little bit of an experiment over here on field 5, which is the little roundish one. And we will see if our herbicide spraying makes any difference at all. Now, the great thing about herbicide spraying is it's easy to see where you've been. Right, I got no problem at all there. I can see everything. That's absolutely perfect. Exactly where I've been. I got no issues with that at all. Very, very simple. I'll run up through here as well. And yes, there is the... you can turn off the partial width on there if you want. I never actually bothered with that. I've never bothered with it. It's like... I mean, I guess if you're just doing like a long run on a narrow strip, it's worth turning off those extra little bits. But when you're working on triangles, it's really not. Because it turns off a piece on each end of the sprayer. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll have a look. Because some of you won't have seen this. Some of you probably play this game a bit like I do and try to always do the organic stuff. So things like the sprayer is a little bit more of a mystery. I know not many of you will have been playing it like that, but some of you will have. So for those rare few, I will show you the little trick with the sprayer when we get towards the end of this field. Right, let's turn that one off there a second. And then we come back round here. Okay, it's going to set us up rather nicely for doing the trick with the sprayer. There, see, we've got a rather long triangle bit over there that we're going to want to spray. So what we do is we'll bring this one all the way around over here and do that bit right there, like that. And I'll get this piece here, right there, and then we can just kind of bring this in around to here. Right, so you can see now I'm out further than the ends of it, and if you go there, so we've got partial width. If I'll turn on open. How do you do the partial width? Oh, wait, is it M and... No, it's not M and N. That N lowers it, J raises it. Oh. K and M bring those wheels in and out. You should really have the wheels all the way out when you do it. You definitely shouldn't be doing that while he's parked still. I can tell you that much for nothing. That is not healthy for your sprayer. Not even a little tiny bit. How do I do the partial width? Is it Shift Z? No, that's opening the cover there. Control Z. Yeah, Control Z. So I've now shut off one section. Gonna try shutting off two sections. And you can see now I've got a much narrower section that I'm spraying with. So we'll drive along, and I'm gonna shut off another. So it's Control Z and shut off another, and we got this little narrow bit right here. And I could do that again, and you could shut off the last little bit. So I do that, and then I will go back over here. I'm going to start it off like this, and then I'll do Control Z, and it'll go down to just the narrow strip at the very back. And then if I do it again, it opens everything all the way back up again. And then we've got all of it. So let me turn that off. But anyway, that's what you can do. So you got the variable sprayer width, which actually is a really good thing. I do like it. I think it's a nice little feature that they've added in. It's just that I find it to be a bit of a jolly nuisance, so I don't generally use it. And I guess if I was doing really big fields, and you know, when you get right down to the end, you just got that one strip all the way down through, and you're kind of thinking, why am I doing this when I'm using so much of the sprayer width, and I really, really don't need to be using that much? Well, that's why. Well, you don't need to anymore. Although, right. 7, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, and then if I go here, I put that all the way down to there. 09876543210. It's using it at the same rate that it does when it's on the wider width, so I don't really know why we're doing this. Start out 146 litres a minute. And then if I go all the way out to the biggest one, 146 litres a minute. So it doesn't matter what width you're on, it's still using the spray at the same rate, which is slightly bizarre. I don't know if that's a base game issue or if it's a mod conflict somewhere that's causing it to break. Honestly, it could be either. I have absolutely no idea. And I've just realised there, I seen that previously. When I was looking at this field, if we turn off the weeds bit, there's a couple of little bits here. I think that those bits, they're bits of field that don't actually exist. So we could do with getting a plough in here and doing the allows create fields and then creating that into fields. I think I did actually create a field on this one, but I used the other plough, and then going around the corners, you can see right there, there's another little bit. It was 2 bits in there in the corner. Going around those corners, that's what caused that issue. So that was entirely my fault, and because of the style of plough that we were using at the time. And that's why it didn't actually work very well. I was just doing a little experiment to see whether or not the bars, the booms at the front, do they meet in the middle? So the little bar that we've got along the back is more of a visual thing rather than a thing that's doing very much in the way of spraying. So I've done that bit there. I don't want to do any more there. I'm then going to go along to the oats over this way, and I'm going to put fertilizer on there. This one right here, because I wanted to just see how that worked out. So the field that we've already done back there, that I just did a little bit on, that's the sunflowers. Sunflowers and... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.